Before you slip into unconsciousness, I'd like to have another kiss, another flashing chance at bliss, another kiss, another kiss. The days are bright and filled with pain. Enclose me in your gentle rain. The time you ran was too insane. We'll meet again. We'll meet again. Tell me where your freedom lies. The streets are fields that never die. Deliver me from reasons why you'd rather cry. I'd rather fly. The crystal ship is being filled. 1,000 girls, 1,000 thrills, 1,000,000 ways to spend your time. When we get back, I'll drop a line.
Okay. Joe, you're funny. Hello. Kind of fun. Hello. Let me see. Wait. There. There. Hello, this is Maureen, and you're listening to TarotVisions, and I'm Maureen. And now I have the other thing over here. I like my profile over here. So I'm looking at the chat room over here. And I'm saying hello to Becca. Hello to Doug. Hello to guest 9698. Hello, Joe. Hello, Reggie. And I'm not over at Penn. Hello, everybody at Penn. I don't, Eric and Kim, I thought I put, well, whatever. I'm talking to people in the chat room, whoever's listening, maybe at live stream as well. And I have a couple chat rooms going on. But if you'd like to come over to TarotVisions.us and click on live show, you can listen over there so I can interact with you. And Eric and Kim say hi to everybody hi, I'm saying hi to everybody. And it is December 29th, almost the end of the year. Woohoo! And this is a live call-in show, and I'm Maureen and you're not. No echoing here? Okay, so we're taking a... Okay, so how is this? How is that? All right, so this is a live call-in show. Oh, and Becca said, oh, there's a hot-looking Maureen. Oh, I just was put in hot. Thank you, Becca. You're really sweet. My daughter gave me this scarf for Christmas, and these are for Christmas, too. My older sister just got back from Thailand. And then, oh, this is really cool. My daughter gave me this little thing, one of my presents. And it's really neat. It plugs into a computer. It has a USB, but also it goes on like this way. And it goes on like that. Isn't that neat? And it's a Santa Claus in it. Ah. Anyway, I thought that was neat, though. It plugs into it. Now we've come to this. We have things that are USBs right on this little thing. You can just plug it in and it will stay on. Cool, huh? Okay, so your hair looks lovely. Well, thank you, guest. And you just left? Wow, come back. Come back. Thanks for that. Yeah, it took me 5 minutes. No, yeah, it's straight. Hi, Reggie, if you're in here. Barbara. Hi, Barbara. Guys, it's been so long since I've. How are you, Barbara? And for those that don't know who I'm talking to, I'm talking to myself. I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to people that are in chat rooms. And I'm not at Eric and Kim's. You know, I need to knock it off because I'm using my Mac for my chat rooms. And I thought I put the link in last week, Eric and Kim, sorry. And now I'm not. So hello to everybody there. And Barbara says, I'm lucky. That's the only snow you get. I know. I was thinking today, though, Barbara, speaking of that, I was thinking today how nice it would be if it snowed here because it's been raining. It's just been raining. And I know you're in New York. And, oh, Doug, you're in New York as well. Everybody's in the East Coast, pretty much, except for me. I don't know how it is, Doug. I think that you were saying there was a storm coming. So, Becca, thank you. There's you're on a conference call, so can't listen. That's okay. That was sweet. And Joe says, you are Frosty the Snow Woman. Oh, wait a minute. Is that the Ice Queen, Joe? I don't think so. Well, anyway, I did a show on Thursday at psychicaccesstalkradio.com, and it was very good. Robert Murch, and he's an expert and historian on Ouija boards and talking boards. And I wanted to show you a couple things, and it was a great show. I thought Doug's here, executive producer. Oh, Barbara says we only have a few inches here. It says, thanks, Eric. Eric just sent me the link to the thing, and now I've got to put it in. Oh, I'm going to do. Barbara says you only have a few inches there. It's pretty long. It's pretty as long as you're inside. Yeah. Well, I kind of wish we had this, like I said. Oh, anyway, let me write this down, what Eric just sent me, because I'm going to have to put it into my other. And so I'm talking about this. Anyway, the show is really good, and Robert Murch is fantastic. And it's actually thanks to Eric is how I even knew of him. And I had been trying to get him. I don't know if you remember Eric for like 2 years, 2 years, and I finally tracked him down and got him. Anyway, this is a live call-in show, and I'm writing down something here. And you can see below where it's TarotVisions. You can Skype in, or you can call 858-952-1090. And if you would like to call in for a reading. And as I sit here and still write these encounters. Okay, well, say we can do that, Eric. _ So anyway, I wanted to show you people. I thought everybody might be interested. A couple of years ago, I had my 3rd year anniversary on the show on the 26th of December. And so, woohoo for me, huh? I'm still alive. And, okay, Eric's going to take me a minute to probably get onto there. But anyway, Anyway, I wanted to show you what I have here. It's really kind of cool stuff. And I have this thing, I forgot I had it. I bought this years ago. It's a little keychain. It's a Ouija board. It's a little Ouija board thing. Isn't that cool? And on the side, where is it? And it comes out. There's a little thing on the side. It comes out. And a little pointer is in it. See? Isn't that the coolest thing? And I forgot. I got this probably 20 years ago. So, oops, little pointers in it. Like this. You can play. Like this. Isn't that cool? Evil. No, Joe, it's not evil. You were at the show, Joe. Stop that nonsense. I don't believe. Okay, and this is why I'm getting to this. That's why I'm talking about this right now. So, now, I would like to show you something. Joe, I'm glad you said evil because it is not evil. Now, this is my old Ouija board from when I was a kid. I mean, it's a mess. It's all, messed up. It's the old one. It's from 1972. Like I said, this is from when my Ouija board when I was 12. I've had it for a long time. It's just a 1972, blah, blah, blah. Now, Joe, speaking of evil, now what's the big deal with this? The angel talk. Now, this is an angel board, talking board, but this is also not evil because its angels are in it, or the mention of angels are in it. And let me show you. It's the same exact thing, but it's okay to play this because angels is marketed as an angel board. And this board, I bought a bunch of these. I don't think Becca or somebody was asking. Hi, Cheryl Rose. Hi, Rich. Let me show you this. This is an angel board, and I bought a bunch of these in the middle 90s, or early, I don't remember, early 90s or middle, I don't know, middle. And this board actually, it folds in half, but it looks like this, okay? Now you tell me something, Mr. Joe. Mr. says evil. Does that look like an evil board there? It's the same thing. Same thing. And it has, but the pointer looks like this. It has a little heart and the angels. Okay, well, let me tell you. It's the same thing. But again, the poor Ouija board gets a bad rap every time. Now, I've never had a bad experience on it. Let me see. I hope there's some people. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Sherry. I used to love the Ouija board, she says, when I was little. I've been thinking about playing again lately. So glad you were talking about this topic. Love, love, love. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Sherry, I was just telling people that I just did a show on the Psychic Access Talk Radio.com show. And I anchored just Thursday, and Robert Murch, which is the only guest I could have ever wanted for the Ouija board topic, because he's an historian. He's just something else, and he was excellent. The way it wasn't like he was trying to. He knows so much. He's an expert on the history, and also with the people that started it. He wasn't saying it's bad or good, but I thought it was a very good show. It was very objective, and so Sherry, it's on archives if anybody would like to listen to it. It was fantastic. So I guess what I'm trying to get to, Joe, in there that says that is a boo boo. Fallen angels, Joe, you're all orange tonight, Joe, like the Halloween color, aren't you? And I am talking. If anybody's joining me, I'm talking to people in the chat room. Okay, so I'm just talking to people all over the place. The Ouija board pulled them out. Anyway, the Ouija board for me is not an evil thing. I've used it for many years, and it's my original one, but I've used it for research, and I find it completely fascinating. I think some people are not stable enough to be using a board of any kind. I told the story on the show on Thursday about how my daughter was playing. I would not let her touch my Ouija board because there's so many stories about Ouija boards. I'm not saying they're not true. I'm just giving you my point of view, or all I know is what I know. And so my daughter was never allowed to touch my Ouija board, but an angel board, like I said, I bought like 10 or 15 of those boards at this place that was selling my audio. Whatever. I bought them up. I bought a bunch. But the angel board I let her play, and she came back crying because the friends of hers next door, when she's little, we lived here. They moved the board, and they called her slut. Okay, she was like 8 years old, and she was called a whore, a slut, something like that. And she was crying her eyes out. So the thing of it is, it's the same thing. But it was manipulative, and these girls, of course, pushed it to the words. She's 7 or 8. She wanted to be called a slut. So I guess what I'm saying is, you kind of, I play the board all by myself, so I don't play it. I just use it for research, and I love it. Barbara says, Maureen, it's your view behind you. That is your view. that is your view behind me. That's true. That is my view behind me. The bee and the cruise ships, Barbara, and the cruise ships. I've been talking a lot about that lately. So I don't know what everybody feels about, but so what? So listen to the archives. I think you'll enjoy the show. So at the very beginning, it's a 15-minute interview. It's very good. And Robert, or we call him Merch. I guess he goes by Merch. He was fantastic, and I need to send him a thank you card. And for those people that I've not gotten back to that sent me an email about anything, I will be getting back to you. I've been kind of laying low. Barbara says, oh my God, it is really beautiful. Sherry says, are you able to get a good connection with spirit when you play by yourself? Oh, Sherry, that's a good question. Well, yeah, I have been. In fact, wow, it was in the 1989, especially. Joe. Yes, I was. In fact, I really never have talked about this, but I would try to do things that weren't silly. I would try to use it for, like I said, research, just to see, and the energy is intense. And I talked about this. It drains me. I'm exhausted, but no, it's not because it's demonic or anything. But yes, I have been able to get a good connection. And one person particularly, and I could feel her energy, the way the thing would move. Like I said, I do it alone, and her name was Jane. Jane. And, like I said, I'm not saying there's entities, there's ghosts or anything. Whatever the energy's doing, whatever it is, it's fascinating. And everybody should learn a little bit more about it because Jane Roberts, that's funny, Jane Roberts. It wasn't Jane Roberts, but Jane is the one that I got a really intense connection with. But Jane Roberts, I think is her name, she wrote a book called the Seth Reports. And it's a very fascinating book. There's been a lot of people that allegedly have written books and plays and such by way of the Ouija board. It's a tool like anything else. But like I was telling people on the radio the other day, I go, I love jumping out of airplanes. I love it. In fact, I haven't done it in a while. And I love it. It's liberating for me. There's some people do not wish to do that. I wouldn't do it. And if it's so intense for them and it's so feeling like, don't do it. Don't mess with the Ouija board either. Just, don't jump out of airplanes. It's the same thing. And there we have a call. And well, hello, Canada, and how are you? Is this Canada? Uh-oh, wait a minute. You know what? I messed up with something. Hold on. There you go. Sorry. That was a little bit of the technical thing on my end. Sorry. Hi, Charose. How are you?
I'm good. You?
Oh, I'm okay. And Charose is calling us from Canada. How do I know? Because I'm psychic. Because I know. So, Charose, what do you think about Ouija boards? Do you ever thought about it?
What do I think about them?
Yeah, do you think they're booah? I mean,
not much. My sister used to have one growing up.
but you don't have any negative opinion on it?
No.
That's good to know.
I think that we were bored with it because nothing happened.
Yeah, but you've heard a lot of stories about it too, haven't you?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, but you haven't let that cloud your judgment, right?
No, I didn't really think much of it.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm just kind of asking just before. So I'm ready. I know you're calling for a reading, so I'm ready. I just thought I'd ask you a couple of little things before, and I'm ready. Reading the cards.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay. Well, I didn't really know what to ask. I was just really calling in just to say hi,
But since I've asked you about a reading, so what?
I'm not sure. There's some updates at work. There was a position for a coach again, which I applied for, but I didn't hear anything back yet because it's in the holidays. So.
Yeah, you mean you have holidays in Canada too? I'm joking.
Yeah, actually we got 50 centimeters of snow.
Oh, that's right. You're in Montreal.
Yeah, we had this terrible blizzard last Thursday.
So you had a white Christmas? No.
Yeah, we did. But then after Christmas, there was this huge storm.
So nobody can get out and shop and take things back?
No, like the snow is like up to our knees right now. It's kind of.
See, to me that sounds like loveliness because I don't live in snow. I'm where I am.
Yeah, but I mean, this is a bit much. It's kind of a lot.
So, well, I'm ready for you. So, do you want me to just tell you lie? I'm joking.
Tell me why.
Tell you lies. No, there's a song.
I don't know.
I'm not going to tell you lies.
For 2013.
Okay, I'm not going to tell you lies. Okay, I'm not going to tell you lies, okay? Okay. Oh, listen, you know what? That's nice because we're coming, everybody, here we're still live. I think, are we in a parallel universe? Maybe we are. Maybe we're all in a big chat room. And you have to watch me the rest of your time. Okay. How sad is that? Okay. So, yeah, that's a good idea. 2013, and here we come. 2013, we made it. Woohoo. Again, like I said before, I think that, who do we think we are? Thinking the minds are going to give us, an easy way out to everything would be gone and we wouldn't have to be here to be tormented and learn those lessons that we do. That'd be too easy. So let's, for those of you who didn't leave, sorry, you have to stick around and deal with it, like myself. Shucks. No, anyway. Okay, this is what I'm getting, Charose. It appears to me that had you been recently spending more time with girly friends? Your sister maybe too.
Girlfriends?
And your sister.
Yeah, I spent some time with my mom and my sister over the weekend.
You did? It looks like it was really nice. I mean, it's almost like the feeling of it was, it just feels like it's a nice thing, even almost to take into the. I don't know how did it just looks like a real sense of togetherness. Like it's like sisterly love, that kind of feeling. Did you all have a really good time? You had been talking a while ago about senior women, like women energy, senior grandmother. Did you talk about that when you were out at all? Did you say?
Yeah, my grandmother was there actually.
Oh, she
I
was.
saw her.
Okay. It looks it looks like it felt it's good. It was a real healthy thing, and even though I know it's socializing, and sometimes I'll say to people you're partying too much, but in this case, no. I there's so much around you outside of the connection I see with, and because you just told me with your sister and your mom and your grandmother. How nice! So you had 3 generations, right?
Yeah.
It looks like it was just very nice, and I guess what I'm trying to say is, I feel that it's a really good focus for going into the new year. Almost like to focus on that because there's so much stuff around you going on that things are not what they appear to be. There's because you don't know things. Almost like there's a veil over your, like over your face. You can't see,
Yeah.
and so with that said, it's like when when we walk, really if we wanted to be enlightened in 2013, which I'm not saying I can do it, but it would be really nice if we could just all close our eyes and pick the men that we want with our eyes closed, not by what we see. And metaphorically, I'm kind of going into something, but it is difficult in our world to walk around if we can't, and look at the people that aren't able to see because they're born that way or they have a challenge with their eyesight. They're so good with all the other senses that they have, but when we can't really see, like stuff around your work, I'm picking up on is what I'm getting coming into even 2013. It looks like there's a whole other wave of commotion, but it doesn't appear like it. So it's like before when I was talking to, because everybody I have spoken to Charles before, of course, and about your work situation. And remember when I had been talking about, I saw something coming, a big like downsizing or whatever, where everybody was. It's kind of like I'm seeing that again, and I guess that did kind of happen already. And things would settle down, but now it's like things aren't what they appear to be. But I see another wave of commotion. This is interesting to me. I don't know what it is about. Well, it's your thing. It is your thing. Your lesson for where you're working, for your positions. It's not a negative thing, but I see it happening around. But it's almost like you wouldn't think that it would be going on. There's people competing for the positions. You are going to be fine. Now, like I said, I feel that if you were with your family, I would suggest going into the new year with thinking about going on a nice. Your grandmother lives out of town, doesn't she? Or away from. She lives a little further than you guys, right?
Yeah, she is. So is my mom.
That's right. So I don't know. I think it's a really good time, and I feel that I've spoken to you about this because everything around work stuff. There is a gentleman around here flying into the picture, somebody that you know of. I think I know who it is. Also, it looks like that guy that we always talk about. He looks great. He looks like he's on a positive. But I feel for you. I think.
Oh, yeah. I've been having dreams about him, which is really weird.
Not so much because it's it's not.
They were like really vivid dreams. So.
Yeah, and it's not so much weird. Things aren't weird to me. Well, that there's no weird things. You can tell me anything, you guys. I don't think things are weird. But I guess what I'm trying to say is it feels so nice for you to have a break from all the stuff that even though things aren't what they appear to be, everything that goes on. And then I feel that I see you spending time with the women, sisterly feeling, that energy of women support. It's so good. And I guess I'm trying to encourage you to pursue maybe right into the first of the year. Go take a holiday for a moment if you can to see does your mom and grandmother live nearby each other? Or
no, they're far apart.
Okay, so you guys, but there's something about, has your grandmother been at the same place for a long, long time?
Yeah, she's been living there for a while.
I mean, for as long as you can remember when you were young?
Yeah, I was born.
Okay, well, that's a good long time. And the feeling is, and I know because, your father's not here, I don't care how many years go by, it's hard. It must have been kind of bittersweet. But I think the women, all the women are around. I just feel that I really think that, well, I think there's commotion going on. I'm not talking about Anthony being so much of the commotion, but there is work commotion. But it has nothing to do with you. It just everything goes out of whack. Yet again, there's going to be some real changes. People are going to be leaving. You won't be, but I would suggest taking this time to almost like go back. I don't tell people to go back to their past and hang out and do their thing, but in your case, I think it'd be very lovely for you to go and spend time where you have a
Yeah,
feeling of.
I've been planning on doing that. But do you see me changing job position?
No, I don't. But I do see more changes. No, but I do see you having. It looks like you'll have. I see two opportunities. I still see there's some very good things coming here. The thing of it is, whatever you know, what I get. There's going to be some commotion. There's God, I don't know what the heck. There's something that's about taking a turn right now, but it doesn't look like it. And I'm not wishing this upon your in the bank that you work at, but it's a pretty big, banks are structured people, but whatever. There's just people getting, put over here, put over there, taken away, and people are competing for the positions. You're fine, but I do see you having a choice about something, and it's like, I see you trying one thing that they offer you, but I also feel that there will be the second thing. It's like right on top of each other. There'll be two opportunities, and you'll be juggling, not kind of indecisive, but you can't juggle both. And it's like you can't do both, and you have to be really clear about if they give you responsibilities for two different positions, because there's things that are going on that are messy around there. Be very careful not to accept that because no one else would professionally in the right mind. You can't do two things because there's commotion going on. I hope you're following me okay on this. But you can't do two separate, you can't juggle act. Things will fall apart. One will get treated half-ass. But I do feel that you will certainly, I see you getting within a 6-week period. I could be wrong on that, but within a 6-week period, I do see you getting a lot of acknowledgement for your good work and your accomplishments. I see you completely, finally you can see really clear, like remember I said, there's like a veil. I see you being, like I said, when I feel like I jump on a plane, it's liberated. I see a sense of, you don't feel like your imprisonment, the job situation. I feel by February, it'll be done, everything. I don't know why also, I want to say this. Barbara brought this up to me a while ago. Hi, Mel. If she's still in here, Barbara. When I do readings, I wanted to tell people what happens is sometimes things get all turned around. The Sharos too. Sometimes, I can't control the world. I'm not God. I'm not a Ouija board girl. But what I can say is this. I feel your position, your job, you have a job there, but I also see some more commotion. I don't know why that happens. I didn't make it happen, but I could be wrong. But the thing is, it's like, well, this should have been done. Well, I agree. This should have been all done, I thought, before too. But what I'm seeing again, I don't know. But I do feel it's very important. The job thing is fine. Charles, I think, I know. And if I was God, I would say to you, if I was, and I'm not, but let's say I told you I was and you believed me. Who do I think I am? But if I had all the magic power and I said, Charles, even though you're still kind of like in limbo, and if I said, don't worry about it, just flow with the flow because it's all going to be worked out. And even though it's been taking a little bit longer, if you believed in me so much, pardon me?
What is the thing you said you saw with Anthony and him being more positive?
I just see, he looks positive. I see him flying into the picture. Like he does, but I see him not. It's physically. I see you seeing him, and he looks really. It looks like he'd be a lot of fun to go out with. He has a lot of energy. He looks still a little bit flighty, non-committal, but I feel that he would be a lot of fun for you to go out. He's not going to be just calling you like he would do, like how you tell your business to everybody. But you know what I'm talking about. He's going to be on a much better, higher vibration. However, he still needs to settle down, but. I suggest I'd open up and go out with him. He has, like I said, he's got a lot of good ideas. He still looks like he's out of focus. But the main thing I just keep wanting to go back to is that your heart, the reason why I keep going back to spending some time with your family, especially the home where your grandmother lives, for some reason, there's so much pain deep. I don't think not that I want you to feel this, but there's so much pain that I see that you can get it's already happened, but then it feels like it goes on again. And I feel maybe because of the holidays can bring up some of that because about your father maybe, but it feels so right and safe, and it's like cinnamon toast is this comfort food or whatever it is for you guys. I don't know, but it's like
Yeah.
it's really a good time the first part of January if you can get to your grandmother, spend some time, a little bit of even just for a day or 2 days, because there is a sense of feeling like that feeling in your heart where a feeling of loss. And I'm not saying that I see that happening, but I think that it's something that it's a memory and that it is real when we feel it,
My memory or her memory?
yours.
Oh, okay.
I guess what I'm trying to say is I know I feel it even though something's happened. It's like somebody taking it's your heart. It's like it's deep in your heart. That's why it's really when you start feeling, unless sometimes this happens to people, but if something comes back and you're reflecting, and I'm not saying you're dwelling in this, but sometimes things will hit you really intensely, and you'll feel it's almost like it's a timeline in your life, and sometimes we get vulnerable to things like where like you like know where am I heading, what am I doing, where are the guys, I'm this age, and it's like it's so important for you not to get it's such a grieving feeling to be around those that are comforting. And I'm just saying your grandmother and the home she's always had there since you were a child is so safe and feeling wise.
Yeah, I have been planning to do that. I've already asked my mom over the holidays if they wanted to,
I think it'd be very good. It's like being nice and kind to yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. Going into January for you, it's not about what everybody else is doing or not. I think I'm just giving you a little message here. It's for you to be really nice and gentle and kind to yourself. And by doing that, I see because I always want to ask you about your grandmother's home. She's had it for a long time. That is a good feeling. A lot of people don't have that stuff anymore. That's like it makes sense. It so much makes to me. Like I said, I'm very unconventional, but I'm very traditional. It makes sense if you still have that memory. That's something that's been steady. And constant, and she's here still. And I would just like to. It's almost like you want to just wrap yourself in it. That's what I feel. It's just very, very positive. There's a lot of great things that you have to look forward to. And
when you see Anthony coming back?
Yeah, it looks like he's around in the next, I don't know, he'll be around. It looks like it's kind of warmer outside for some reason suddenly. It looks like it gets warmed up. It looks like January, late January. I'm not saying, well, coming back, let's put it this way. I see him approaching you physically with, like, let's do this, and all this energy, and woo, and he's gorgeous. He's very good to that. Well, he is. And he's really, wants to do things. He's really hyped up. But he's exciting. Yeah. He's fun. He'll be fun. But I think that you could take it with a grain of salt. He's not completely got his whole situation, but so what? My feeling is I think you should take it for what it's worth in this now of what I'm seeing in the now when it comes up. He looks like a pretty fun, and it would be good. I really, your money situation is looks a lot better, and I probably because you'll get more, you get higher, more you'll get a better compensation package, deal with the position. You have a lot to look forward to, but I guess the most important thing again, I'm talking about your heart.
Yeah.
Your heart, it's good for your heart to be having cinnamon toast, I guess. What's your comfort food, Charos? What is your comfort food?
What's my comfort food?
Yeah, we all have comfort food or drink.
I have a lot of different kinds, but I do like chocolate milk.
Okay, there, chocolate milk. So it's like, I guess I'm trying to say is go into the new year, immersed in chocolate. Covered in chocolate milk, okay? I mean, it's like that's metaphorically, I'm symbolically saying it'll be that's a kind thing to do for you. Everything else is fine. You get back, I see Anthony, you'll see him, and it won't be in the middle of the night getting it's not that. He'll actually, it looks like you'll see him in the daylight to start the day or whatever, and it'll be a lot of fun. But I do want you to keep your open mind about he still has some work to be done, that's for sure. But actually, it'll be okay because that would be a nice thing.
In the winter or more towards like.
Well, that is the winter for me in Jan. I didn't go any further than that, except I do want to say this to you. I do see you. Everything in your work. I still am getting the same stuff. It looks very positive, except it looks like there's something going on yet again. And like I said, Barbara brought this up. It's like I wish I could control things like that, but I can. I'm not. If I could, I would be out of here. if I could,
Yeah.
but I do feel that I can understand that it's pretty intense, but I do think that you're going to be really, not only the position and it will bring more money, but you're going to be really acknowledged, and that's what I think we all like to have too, acknowledged for being able to do a great job, and because you're smart and you deserve it, the position is so. But I do see you getting. It'll be a substantial. You won't. I don't see you having any fear of poverty going on. You'll be able to start looking for a house, I'm sure, for months, for a while. Like, realistically, you can keep your eye. I'm not saying you'll move right away, but yeah, I do feel that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely
Yeah.
going to look into that.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you so much,
You're
Maureen,
welcome,
and
Sharose.
I wish you a very happy New Year.
Yeah, blah blah. No, I'm joking. I'm sorry. Thank you,
Well,
Sharose.
it's around the corner.
Yeah, it sure is. I'll just sleep through it too. Thank you, and I wish you happy every day of your life, and even the times when they're not so happy, I still wish you chocolate milk.
Yeah.
So, thanks for calling in, Sharose.
Okay, thanks.
Bye. Okay, I'd like to say hi to Becca. And hi, Mel. Hi, Reggie. I saw Rufus in here, I think. Rufus, I'm sorry. Hi, Rufus. There you are. And hello to anybody else. There's a lot of people watching tonight. Hello to everybody else that's watching. It's not in the chat rooms. Eric, when I take a little break, I'm going to get over to the chat room, by the way, over at Para Encounters Network. I also should be over in the chat room there. Hi to all you over there. But I want to say hi. And also, if you're at live stream, because there's millions of you, trillions. If you're at live stream watching my channel, you can go to TarotVisions.us. Just type that in and click on live show. And it's real easy to get into the chat room here. And there you have it. Rufus says, people, Joe is orange. So I'm talking to people when I'm doing this and that. And what was I talking? Oh, I was talking about the Ouija board stuff. Everybody, I'd suggest if you're interested, listen to the archive because it was a very good objective show. And it was last Thursday, the 27th, and it's over at psychicaccesstalkradio.com. Let me see. What can I do to make myself look here different? Wait a minute. This thing is not good. Oh, and another call. Okay. And hello.
Hello.
And who's this?
This is Sherry. I was just in the chat room.
Hi, Sherry. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I have a smile on my face.
I like all your Christmas presents, by the way.
You what? You like the what?
I like your Christmas presents.
Oh, yeah, those are just some of them. Well, actually, my mom got me some great new makeup. Does that look okay too? My face. Thank you. I know. I got some pretty cool stuff. Thanks. And Christmas was not a happy. I spent it alone. Actually, I didn't want to be. Well, it's okay. How was your holiday? Did you have a lovely time?
It was very, very nice. I got to spend some time with family.
That's nice. I'm glad. That's a nice feeling. And I chose not to for whatever. But I always like hearing now people that's what it's all about really. And that's what we should really focus on. Sherry, you're the lovely woman aren't you the one? Well, even if you're not, you're still lovely. Aren't you the one that wrote that on one of the events for Psychic Access Talk Radio? You wrote something about. You told me thank you for something. Was that you? About your home?
Yes, that was me.
Yeah.
Good memory.
No, but I didn't know. I thought I was so humbled by it. I mean, it was so lovely, and I really appreciate you, putting that out there. It was really nice. And we all have egos. It's not like I'm looking for someone to say, "Oh, you're so hot," But I really did appreciate. Yeah, Sherry. That's how I remembered you. And I was thinking there's other Sherrys as well. But I really appreciate you just making a remark about that I really appreciated that.
Yeah, you were right on the money.
Well, and I will, if I was or whatever, if it helped you at the time too to be calm or whatever, I just really appreciated that. I thought it was really nice that you posted that for all to see.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sherry.
Yeah, I do readings myself, and I always appreciate getting confirmation. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, like I said, I do not go to people for just. I tried years ago. I don't know if you heard my story, and I was disillusioned. It was very sad. It was a bad experience. 2 different people. I was looking for help, and I was just getting into this in business professionally 20-something years ago, and it was really sad because I was not happy with you know what I mean. So even me knowing that, I really appreciate you even more because, well, years have gone by, and there's only so many people I trust. Therapists, some of them, but only. But so, oh, that's really great. So you do readings?
Yeah.
What kind of readings do you do?
I dabble with the tarot,
Uh-huh.
but mostly I do mediumship
Oh,
reading,
okay. You're medium. She's a medium.
connecting with
Yeah.
folks who have passed over.
Yeah. So yeah, actually, the Ouija board is a good thing. Well, that was originally what the ones that gave it a bad name were the mediums. Because they were
Yeah.
threatened by their businesses being ruined because people weren't coming to them in late 1800s anymore. Interesting. So there you have that. I just found that out from Robert. So Sherry, I'm ready for you. I'm sorry, I was just kind of yapping.
Okay, I'm going to ask a very cliche question,
That's
but
okay.
I'd like to know if you see anything with my love life.
I can't answer that. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. It's not a cliche. It's pretty normal. Except, I'll tell everybody, if I ever called up for reading, I would not be asking that question just because I'm messed up. I have no desire to be messed around. I need to go back to my counselor for help. No, it's not a cliche. You know what? It's a very common. Let's put it that way. It's a very usual question, not common. It's a normal question, so it's not cliche because I wish I need to get better. It's nice to know that you're still open to something. and really, there's something interesting here I'm getting from you. There's a feeling of there's a really good thing going on. There's something happening about coming. I see people coming back or getting their heads on straight and having no more judgment about something. I'm going to have to ask you this to get it out of the way. Feed the psychic. Yeah, I'm really hungry. No, I'll get information and be a trickster. But, I wanted to ask you, is there somebody particular that you had in mind, or is there somebody in the past that maybe, because reason why I'm asking is because I'm picking up on, like, sometimes, you're with somebody and, we talk to people, confide in them, and maybe they don't get it. Maybe it's deeper. Maybe the person is an idiot, but they become judgmental about what you're doing with somebody. Do you know some people do that?
Yeah.
The reason why I'm asking is because I'm seeing some situation energy and I'm not sure where it's coming from, but that's why I'm asking you. Is there somebody, because I see them coming back up and rising occasion, no more judgment. So I guess I'm asking you, is there somebody that you had in mind, on your mind when you asked me that question, maybe that because of interference or whatever, maybe, I'm not blaming, but sometimes that happens, or even on their part too. Is there somebody from your past that was not, you know what I mean? Or is there someone brand new right now that, or are you open to anybody, Tom? I'm not going to say it, Tom Dick, but I did.
Yeah, I think I know what you're getting at. I actually, the last relationship I had ended really badly. So I took the last 2 years off and just kind of took a little sabbatical and didn't date and just really worked on myself and got into counseling and went back to school and let go of some stuff I need to let go of. So I feel like I'm in a better place now, but that may be what you're picking up on.
Okay. So you've been by choice detached from being open to any relationship stuff until now.
Yeah, I've been working on that a lot. Cutting cords and letting go.
Cutting cords. I love that. I know what cutting cords are. In fact, we should talk about this. I need to cut some cords. Well, yeah, you've done some work, and it's interesting because I really like that because now you're healthy to be. You've sorted your stuff out. You can't sort the other person out. We all know that, but you sorted your stuff out. So now you're open, and that's fantastic to hear. I love hearing that. And you know what? I wanted to tell you something. I can honestly say that. Well, honestly, I am honest with everybody. I don't know where I can say this. I am seeing for sure that now this, to thank me. This is all you own this reading, but you have such a great energy about holding on to, and I feel very, very, very positive and very much needed to hold on to your faith, and whatever. And when I say faith, people, I'm not talking about. Well, some people go to church for faith, or like I go to the beach and do crazy witch dance or whatever. Or speaking of which, I didn't do my say. Well, anyway, or whatever it is. Or sometimes we have something to hold on to the light. To hold on to that light. That you still haven't. Like you said, you took a break and you did some work on yourself, but it's like now you have that feeling like I wish I would have some time with maybe relationships. I haven't gotten to that point. I mean, ever. But to have the faith that there's light at the end of that tunnel with relationship stuff, because no, it's probably one of the best feelings you can have, and you have. I see your ability is to really you focus on that. It's very positive. It's a higher vibration, of course, and I feel that you're going to need it too because I do want to ask you: is there anybody? But okay, I got what your past was. Is there anybody at all since you've been now at this time you've gone through what you did? Is there any particular person that you have become kind of smitten? I love the word smitten. You know.
There was somebody. Yeah, there was somebody over the summer, but timing wasn't good, and
Okay.
things just kind of ended. So it might be that could be who you're
Okay,
talking
well,
about.
I'm not so much seeing this. And the reason why there's always a reason behind my madness. Good thing this is recorded so you can hear it, later. Because, I do use the cards, but I don't read the card. I go off of them. I don't need them. I just kind of go off on whatever I'm getting. But uh, why I'm asking is because I see there's somebody around you, and these people exist. Everybody I've talked about before. It's not just soap operas, but there's somebody that's almost like a troublemaker. I see somebody around that can really mess with people's relationship. They're interfering. They'll cause triangles. It's not that. It's almost like they have nothing better to do. This person I see very intelligent, and you know of them, and just when you're starting to feel really good about opening yourself up to something, they could they'll put those little things in your ear, or they'll be manipulative, and they appear like to be your best friends, and they're very supportive, but they're not. They're here to cause, and they'll gossip. So I guess what I wanted to say is anything to do with it's up to you, but I would suggest I do see you for a little bit longer as the beacon light. I know, don't you just get sick of doing that stuff? You're the beacon light, everybody's following. But I do feel there's a little bit more. You're spiritually very connected. You're spiritually a very deep woman, and as we all are. But for you, there could be it's isolating. This can be very lonely, and the thing of it is, if you have somebody that you're interested in, for you, and I'm just saying this because of who you are and how I see how you are, how you work, and not work and work, but how you are as a mechanical human. How I got the word whatever the word I'm trying to get. What you're all made of is good stuff. But I feel that because of it, I think you could get kind of sidetracked with anybody that if you confide in them, they could cause a lot of problems. And I'm not saying you're not an ignorant or stupid woman, but this happens a lot to a lot of us, even the most strongest people, because it's like if we get to, you want to talk to people about somebody, but I do feel that I see in the next 6 weeks or so, I see you almost like searching, people. I think you're trying to, push aside people for your insight, because this is about you searching on your own insight. It's like, I call it the monk up in the hills, but it was a light. But the beacon light's for you this time. It's not for everybody else to follow and help. You're here to follow your own beacon light. There's somebody, this person that it looks like there was something if you're feeling not trusting about somebody, this person that you did start seeing a little bit or recently. Was there a reason why, Sherry, that you didn't go further?
I'm sorry, say that again.
You said there was someone recently, kind of or.
Yeah, there was somebody over the summer, but he was really flighty, and I'm
Good.
I'm a loyal person,
well,
and he
yes.
was really flighty, and I just didn't feel like it was a good fit.
And you're a healthy woman because you've done all that work. You're not going to pick wrong. You're not. You know what? The pattern has been stopped. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the person that you're talking about who might be the manipulative person, I think that's a female friend of mine.
Yeah.
She tends to try to sabotage. Yeah.
She looks like a time. This person looks like. Sometimes I have a hard time if they're male or female, but she doesn't have she has more of the straight, skinny, straight down figure, not real voluptuous. She would be, more like. Anyway, she's very intelligent. And like I said, she's very watchful, but they can really cause problems. So I guess just to be because really, it's like this is the last thing you need, because this is nothing to do with them. But how we get, they're crazy. I call it crazy makers. They're crazy makers. So she's very watchful of you right now. It's interesting watching to see who you're interested in next, because I guess be flattered. I like my father said, when they stop talking about you or tormenting you, that's when you have problems. I mean, their world revolves around you, but it's like, but they do try to cause problems and make it to where they orchestrate it to where you're left feeling really unhappy. But I do feel that I don't see you. I see you shutting out of wanting. You're not wanting to socialize and party with. You heard me talking to Char Rose. I saw a really good connection with women and socializing. In your case, I don't see that you're really interested in doing that. And it's not. I'm saying
No.
you're. It's just. It's
Yeah,
just.
kind of.
It's just not
Yeah.
you. And I think. And again, I think that's fantastic. Really, what I'm feeling with you. There's something very positive. There's something legal around here, and it's a positive. Uh, there's a man around. I'm not clear if this is indirectly having anything to do with you. I mean, it's in your reading, but I do see a man here with darker hair. He might have some white in his hair, and he's somebody that would have, usually would have cash flow, money, good, to invest or whatever. And if he believed in anything for anything, he'd want to help. So he would say, "Oh, I would like to be able to back you, in some project. Do you follow me? Something like that."
Yeah.
A certain individual of this nature, but what he looks like an authority figure. But what I'm seeing here is that he's also the type that if he doesn't have cash flow, sometimes if you're a visionary businessman, you're on your own. Sometimes things happen. You're not feast or famine or whatever. It looks like he wouldn't be able to follow through. Now I feel of this man, and he would become. I call him dependably undependable because instead of being upfront and saying to you, listen, I'm not doing as well as I was before, instead they'll be very kind of rude and not.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, is there anybody that you know of like this? Because I think that he's a good man, and there's a legal thing that I see positive. So I'm trying to, I'm trying to put bits and pieces together. I'm sure. Do you work around? What do you do full time work in your mediumship business?
Well, it's not my full-time thing. I'm working. I work full-time in financial services, but I go to school at night and get my master's degree in psychotherapy.
Oh, you are?
And
Well, maybe you can be my therapist.
Yeah, my ultimate goal is to bring the spiritual part into my psychotherapy practice and kind of merge the two.
Well, absolutely. You know what? This is my sister's a psychologist, and she does that. She's been doing it for 40 years. My daughter's a neuroscience major, and she's even going to be breaking through. And the best part is that they're following mindfulness. They're teaching this, and she's doing. Yeah, she's going for a PhD.
Yeah.
And she's working just like psychiatrists are changing. Isn't this the best time for you?
Isn't
it fantastic?
It's such an exciting time to be in.
It is fantastic. Well, I'm wondering, is there someone? I guess what I'm saying is, I know you asked about relationship stuff, and like I said, I'm not seeing, like, let's say, in the next 2 weeks, I see you. It's a alone time. And going within, and again, it's hard to be. Someone said to me a long time ago, a very old woman, when I was a little girl, said, honey," she seemed really old anyway, "you're going to have a hard time." This applies to you. It'll be hard for you to be alone and not be lonely.
Yeah.
And you probably can relate to that because you've done some work, and it's not, and you're feeling like, okay, I'm ready now. I'm ready. I'm open to something. I feel that's only a matter of time. But I guess maybe what I'm picking up on, I wanted to ask you. So you're going. I'm giving you the clap because you're going for it. You're going for your master's. You said, God, good for you, Sherry.
Right.
Is there something that someone has said for financial reasons? How is it going there? Because I might be getting. I am going a little bit over what you. I mean, I'm just saying there's something else going on here that even more so what you asked. I could shut it down now or shut my mouth off now. But there is a man. Is there somebody that offered to help you or something?
No, I haven't had any men offer to help.
Well, but it could be through the institution or something that said that we could do this or something. Or sometimes you can get grants or
yeah.
But anyway, I feel that you know this man, so this could be somebody that you know of that is connected with you. But like I said, he looks like a man of business. He has a position, and his position's nice. But like I said, he would be very. It's too bad he couldn't just fess up. But I feel he has dark hair, and he could have white, and I feel you know of him. But also what I guess is if it may be that you may have before this other one that you saw in the summer. Was there anybody else you can think of maybe around, I'm like, this is what I'm getting, around, I know it sounds weird, I'm just going to say it, November last year. Anybody around you that
November of last
you may want,
year.
I could be wrong on time, but I just thought it came out of my mouth.
You mean like 2011 or 2012?
2012.
2012. No, I was pretty.
It's okay. It's okay. And I
Yeah, I was pretty focused on school. I didn't really have any. I'm trying to think of any men that were around me at that time, just any in any capacity.
right.
There is one professor that I have a close relationship. I mean, that we're just friends, but he hasn't really. He's married, and there's no romantic connection.
Well,
there at all.
did I know you said friends, but did you find him fascinating more than that? I mean that.
Yes, he's
okay.
very interesting. He's the kind of man I would like to.
Okay,
manifest.
and so is he a professor? He's no longer your professor right now?
Not currently. He will be again. I'm in between semesters. He will be
Okay.
this
Oh,
coming
I see. You're going back. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was it okay? And I know you said something about okay. What I guess I'm saying is this person I'm seeing legal situations. It's going to be things are going to be smoothing out, and anything legal that could pertain to anything. And I think you mentioned the M word. He was that too as well. Did you say?
I'm sorry, say that again?
I don't want it. Did you say this man is not really an available person, this professor, but because he's
Right. He's just a professor, right? He's
No.
just someone, when I think of someone I'd like to manifest in a
No.
romantic way, it would be
well,
someone
also,
like him.
but he's not attainable because of the fact I'm saying because he's connected with someone else, marriage or whatever. Do you?
Mhm.
Okay, that's what I was trying to say in incognito.
Okay.
I was trying to say.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, what I guess I'm trying to say is, I don't know because I get him, and this is fascinating to me because I'm just going to leave it at that. I wouldn't be so certain to throw him aside. There's something. If this does it sound like him by the way he looked, the way I presented him, the look of him, the darker hair, maybe white, and I don't know.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank.
Well, you remember what this professor looks like.
Oh, yeah. He's tall and he has dark hair and he's thin. He's really witty and he's but he's also very open-minded and knowledgeable about.
Right. Does he have any like maybe white or gray, like little things in his little things, little barrettes? It looks like he has dark hair, like I said, and he could also have maybe. Let's just put it this way: is he somebody though that it's great? Professors, I think are fantastic. But also, he also is very good. He's been very good, not only to teach other people, but as a professor. But he has been successful in his life, and very much so. And he's lost some in his life. I guess I don't want to. I'm not. I respect what you just said to me about him, and that you'd like to manifest. But I felt that when you listen to this reading, at the beginning of this, you can go listen to this, on my demand archives. I'll have it up later tonight. You can listen to this reading again, maybe. I have a feeling it might be him. I said, you said you want to manifest someone like him, but the thing of it is, there's still an undependability now. He does reflect money of some sort of success of that nature. But there is something legal that's very good around him if he's been any illegal things. But I do feel that there's family honor coming up. There's some interesting stuff. I do not ever get into anything when people are married. Everybody, I want to make it perfectly clear. I do not go there. I don't do this when people call me a lot with their people they're involved in marriage, and sometimes I just say run and leave them alone, or I'll say shoot, this is part of the past life stuff coming back and they happen to be married, or you're married, and I'm very delicate with it. So my intentions are coming from a good place when I'm saying this, but for some reason I am just going to say it. I feel that this person I'm getting may very well be, and he's going to be your professor when you start up again for the whole up until the rest of the end of the year, right?
Right.
So I guess what I'm saying is there's something about him that's popping in your reading. I don't know why quite yet. I'm just going to leave it kind of like that. But I do know this. Whatever you're heading towards, I see a family. There's family honor, which comes full into next November. I feel, meaning there's no judgment coming your way about whatever the heck you're doing or whoever you are interacting with. There is somebody coming. There's somebody around here. It's like I said, not within the next 6 weeks or what. I don't remember what I said. You have to listen to what I said, but I think I said 6 weeks. I don't know. I see you kind of alone, but there's something very interesting that I see that there's going to be some moving forward, or the limbo will be kind of letting itself up, and things will be starting to move along towards relationship stuff. It may not be with someone that you're supposed to, but again, Sherry, I see somebody. There's another person. Stay the hell away from them. They're available and everything else, but this person is not healthy, and this person, and this is a different one than what I was just talking about, and I feel it might be a professor, but this other person I see rushing into the picture looks like around late January. It's January into February, that time frame, and he comes flying in, and he's one that he has. I'm not saying he does this for work, but he has that militant policeman energy, and he likes to tell everybody he knows what's best for everybody. He has anger issues, and he could very well rage. Now, he doesn't look like he's going to snap right here, but he's somebody that would be very damaging to be around for you. I think you might. I think you may have already gone through this. Maybe this is part of your past with somebody. It's not him from your past. I'm saying this type of character lacking of. And did you see what happened there? Did you guys hear that? See, there's something. Oh, something fell down. That big thing. Never mind. I'll tell you in a minute. Sure. There's something about everything. There's a reason. I didn't hit it. Did you hear that? That thing behind me go down. It's all right. You'll listen to it. That thing just flew off my. PK stuff is happening. Sherry, I'm sorry, I'm not messing with you. But I'm saying that was odd. Why would it fly? Never mind, I'll get to that later. And I know I crack myself up with my stuff.
It's probably one of my spirits over there.
Well, I have, yes, it could be. And my thing is, I got into this as PK. I did research at UCLA, PK, and it's not like, and that was overwhelming. Psychokinetic stuff, movements that I couldn't handle. But when something happens like that, it could be the both of us. So when I said something about run, don't I? But this guy reminds me maybe of someone that type of energy you've experienced before and you know better. And it's like he has no regard. He can be really brutal. But he's handsome. He's very handsome. But I think that you've done enough work to know better. And I suggest you kind of like, you don't have to be Miss Nice Girl anymore, do you? You don't have to be nice and try. Don't you ever notice you want to help these people that are having issues? Not anymore. That's what really ruins it for you, because then you end up finding yourself all screwed up because this person, but he does come shoot, and his energy's all wow. It's different from what I was talking about with Charot's. That's a little bit more different personality, but this guy can overpower, and you may like it at first, like swoop me off, but no, he can also be somebody that be raging. He has issues that come from somewhere else that wouldn't have anything to do with you. So I'm just saying, beware. Okay, just be aware of this. It's a whole different energy than what you've been thinking but it could swoop you into. It could be like, well, I'll open myself up. That's fine too if you do, but make sure you follow your inner voice. That's all. But I feel by November there's something I feel very, very clear about. But you need to trust your own inner voice more than ever. You know how you don't do that, but you help people do that all the time? I know. Yeah. It always happens.
That's one of the things I've been working on.
Well, whenever you start feeling like you're seeing castles, and you're not really seeing things that are there. When I see something good will be coming of something will be harvesting in relationship, which is found. Harvesting is different than someone swooping in and going, oh, look at that. Harvesting is better because you don't really know. You never figure. Go figure. That person, I don't know. It's just, I think it's going to happen for you like that. There's somebody around, but don't question it. Don't look and say, I know I'm seeing things that I just want to see. It's not like that. You're not on LSD. Okay? You're very clearly seeing things emotionally, and I think you doubt that, and you have the strength available to pull yourself together to know that. But I see such family honor surrounding this situation with you in a relationship. I do feel that you're going to be with a very good man, but I do feel this is going to be an interesting ride. It's not real normal, conventionally, how it's going to be coming towards. I'll just leave it at that. But it's someone that I don't feel that you would think that it's okay. Whatever this is, it's very positive. And you have the strength to get through this, even if it's difficult because of whatever circumstances are going on. You've had the strength, look, we put out so much strength for so much abuse, to tolerate that. You can handle that strength to tolerate what you need to go through. And it's like family honor. It just feels like a sense, it's very good. It's like a complete turnaround. This person, I feel like I say that I see really, it will be a good but it may be a slow situation because of whatever's happening. This person I want to tell you is the legal. There's something, if this will help, there's some legal thing that had been a concern or something going on legally, and it's favorable. When it all comes down to it, it'll be favorable. So if it helps any who this might be, but it's not like, I don't know. There's something about that first man I was talking about of interest to me.
Yeah.
But not that I'm
Well,
saying.
maybe that's just something I need to. Maybe that relationship helps me clear something out, so that when the right guy comes along, I'm ready.
Yeah, and it might be he maybe has a twin. I don't know. I don't know. With all the good stuff all inside of him too, all blended together nicely. Well, just be aware that I don't. You know what, Sherry? I think you know this. I think everybody should take a note. In fact, I never did practice this myself, but I do know it works because my daughter's done well with stuff with picking right, and at a young, her age, and that's where it should begin. But we all should really think about, when there's red flags. Think. Don't start trying to help them get through their stuff and do all the work that they're supposed to do. It's not worth you putting yourself aside. And also, sometimes things go slowly. And the best thing is to be a friend. It is so good. When I see someone go, God, you guys like each other. You like each other. It's not just that's ideal, and it's even better when it goes beyond physical. Not saying physical isn't fantastic. That's what you deserve, all of that, and I feel that you're heading towards that absolutely. And there's be somebody who will come up out of the woodwork, this other person that isn't what you don't want, and so I think it's almost like in a way for you to even listen to your inner voice, knowing that you'll back away, even if you feel like going out, because we have egos. I think it'll be better if you kind of I don't know, go out if you want, but leave it very, not so where you could open yourself up for it to be so intense, because he'll be handsome. This other one.
Good.
But no. But that was the one I said that I don't like, really. The one I said that.
No, that's not good. Are you talking about the bad guy?
Yeah, the bad guy. I'm talking about that guy. Like I said, I'll go out them once, but if you must, I'm not saying for you not to. I think it's going to be open, but also it might be really good for you to do. You'll know right away. You'll feel so much more secure about, your values, your everything's changed. You know exactly where you stand, what you want, and what you don't want. So it might be good to be going out with someone like that, even though at first everything okay, but you start thinking, I'm on the right track, because no, I don't really think this is. It doesn't matter how good looking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like a testing.
I know exactly.
It's like going to school. We get a test of life, in that department. So I see really great things going for you. I'm really happy you're home sold.
Well, thank you so much, Maureen.
Thank you, Sherry.
Awesome.
Sherry, what state are you calling from?
North Carolina.
No, of course. I love North Carolina and the Sherry. Thanks, Sherry. No, thank you for coming,
Okay.
Sherry, so much. You're lovely.
Okay. You take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And that was Sherry, everybody. I'm going to do this real quick. Erica, I'm going to get over to your chat room. I'm taking a break for just a few minutes. And I'll be right back for people that want to call in. Oh, wait, let me say hi. Hi to everybody I have not yet said hi to. Hello, and hello. And more hellos. And if I haven't said hello to you, you know that it's not you, it's me. So I'm just going to take a little break, and I'll just play. I'll play this. It's appropriate for, it's not a movie, it's a little song. A little song on my ukulele I'm going to that is appropriate for the now. So I'll be right back.
Doctors have come from distant cities just to see me.
Hi, and I'm back. I don't like myself that clear. I'd rather be like this. And I forgot to say, and I wanted to say, Sherry, thank you for waiting. And Rufus, you're back, and I'm so glad you've returned. Oh, Sherry, I want to show you. This thing here is very heavy, as anybody can see. Remember when I said something fell off? And I had it on here. This is a thing. It turns around. It makes all the pretty colors. And I wasn't anywhere near it. And this thing came right off. And like I said, it is heavy. And it flew off off of on the ground. And I did not come. I wasn't anywhere near to touch that. Now, what do you make about that PK stuff? And Sherry being a medium, well, Sherry, I guess if you're still here, I don't know what to say about that. So this is another thing. My daughter is so beautiful. She gave me this. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. And she wrote, it's for journal writing. And she wrote, I have it upside down. And she wrote such a lovely thing. And that's me and her. And she never makes me bigger than I am because I've gotten a little bit healthier. I call it meatier. Gotta get off. But she says, to my beautiful mother, you are the wisest, strongest, and most loving person. I'm just tooting my horn. I know. You are the guiding light in my life, so sweet. I know I am in my heart that you are going to achieve great things and touch people's lives. Use this journal to tell your story, speak of your wisdom, and affirm your dreams. I love you to the moon and back. She's always saying that. Very sweet of Mariah. I've been hearing that every year about I'm going to always do this, but it just doesn't happen. I've been kind of down about that lately, but that's just my issue. But that was very kind. She's kind, and even though we butt heads, come on, butt heads a lot. But anyway, this is a live call-in show if you'd like to call in. But I wanted to share that with you too. That was one of the most special things I received, and I also wanted to say that that I thank everybody that comes here to listen to my yabba dabba do. Like what do you call it, Doug? Is Doug still here? Did Doug leave already? Oh, he might have. Said good night. I don't know. Wait, I can't tell. Well, Doug, if you're here, I don't like the word rambling. I like people say you're rambling or babbling. Don't do it. It's not nice. I just talk fast. I'll slow down. And Rufus, you're here. And hello to anybody else I haven't said hello to. I was over at Penn. I did get over to Penn. I found them. So, again, if anybody would like to call in for a reading, and Becca, I don't know if you're back, because I know you're on a conference call. You're lovely. And Becca, I'm sorry, I need to get back to you with what you said to me on the message, and I intend to. I just hadn't get around to it. Because I'm a flaky. No, not flaky. But over at Eric's, I made it over there. And hi, Eric. I came in. Hi, everybody over there. And so if you'd like to call in down here, it's 858-952-1090. There. There's my, as Barbara said, Barbara's still here. Yeah, Barbara. Wait, I was trying to, there's my view. Right there. And there's the cruise ships behind me going out where I'm going to be on there. Yes, sirree, I am. Barbara, have been reaching out already to people about that. As a matter of fact, I did it, got everything together to do it. Maybe I should show it to you if you ever want to look at it. So, and Rufus, I haven't responded back to you. I'm going to do that about what your email you sent me. If anybody would ever like to send me any comments or anything, or tell me to shut up, I don't, or tell me that they'd like to see a certain guest, or if they'd like to come on with me, or talk about something, or do the hula dance, or whatever. On my website, you can hit contact, or a lot of you know my email address as well, or Facebook. It doesn't matter, and let me know. I'm open for anything with this show. And again, Barbara brought this to my attention a while ago. Yes, Barbara, cruise ships on Tuesday. I must do it. I've done all the research. I did a lot of the more research after you, and I pulled it all together about how it's a benefits and asset. How could they not want what I do and my idea? But so if you ever want to send me something about anything, suggestions or whatever, how you want the show to be for you, because it is for you, please do so. And also, I would like to say, boo. No, joking. Is a live call show. I can be also, if you want readings from me, you're on my website, you know what to do. And let's see. Someone else just joined in. Tasha? Well, hello, whoever has just joined in, if I haven't said hello. And to those that aren't in the chat room, because I know that I can see how many people there are watching, you're not. Hello to you all, and I wish I could interact with you. And I know sometimes I'd be shy about going in the chat room, but if you feel like it, come over to tarotvisions.us and just click on live show and you don't have to register, you don't have to do all this stuff. It's very easy. You can come in as a guest or put another name in there and password and get in. That's all. It's no big deal. And then I can interact with you and be funny like I am. Ha ha ha. My sage. That's right. So if you'd like to call in, please do so. And even Barbara, if you'd like to, anybody would like to call and say hello or what they want to do, let me know how things were. If you were if you had a hard time at the holidays, call in, express yourselves. And or what you, I want to do say this. I do not make New Year's resolutions. I think they're because when I was a kid, I used to I'll never eat Oreo cookies as long as I live. It didn't happen, so I punished myself. Went to confession forever. No, but I don't do that. But I would like to have a better attitude or feel better, not so sad but that's for me to make my choice to how I need to do that and make the initiative to do things that make it happen. So if you have anything you'd like to call in about what you think, and I do want to say this, so I do have one thing I would really like to see for 2013. I would like everybody to care about everybody else. And even it's hard, even in our families, to show compassion for anybody. Sometimes things are hard because you're going through stuff, but if we can all just step back and like I said, I know I look really happy all the time, and I'm not pretending, and I put on a smile because I laugh. I have a good sense of humor, but there's times where I don't feel like I can do the show or something, but I when I do, I always do feel better. So the thing of it is, I just think that everybody, might want to think about if you see somebody that needs help or just to talk, even if you're having a rough time, you'd be surprised how much you both would get back. And also standing by the truth and not standing by what everybody else is saying, that is storytelling. That's not good knowing. That's not doing the right thing. Always do the right thing as best as you know is the right thing. And I'm not saying I don't know always the best right thing. I know when I need to be quiet. Well, I don't. My family my mother has a hard time with me, and I can't help it. She's embarrassed of me. My dad wasn't, but it hurts me, because everybody says they come here and they think I'm okay, and I just want approval from the one person, so I'm not embarrassing people. I am what I am. I think I'm funny. I don't think how I could, but some people aren't run, they're not hooked up that way. And I also speak a lot of truth, and I don't go along with the plan of the gossiping. I try my best not to gossip. But did you hear about the other day? I'm not one to go. I'm just kidding. Did you hear about Barbara the other day? I'm joking. Okay. And Joe, too. So, a rich cruise passenger might have you. I'm not looking for Joe. I was around a man that made millions and millions, my father. I'm not looking for money in this. I'm looking for my place. Travel is what my place. I want to travel. I like entertaining. I'm an entertainer. I really feel strongly about my work, as most people know that I've been doing this for a while, a long, long time. But I want to just go. I'm free. I'm supposed to be free now. My father died, and I'm supposed to be free, free. My daughter's doing great. She graduates 2013, and then she's off to Thailand for a while. And Barbara, you can't believe it, Barbara. We were talking about you the other day, Barbara, because Barbara, I had her on as a guest a long time ago. Mel says, bye, Mel. Oh, did I miss it? Every time I say, oh, well, they leave. I'm going to be free in 2013. Got to tell you about it. I would love to hear about it. I know, Barbara, you've been really busy. I'm sorry I haven't made your show. You changed it to Tuesdays, I remember. Barbara, you could, Barbara, put in the link to you have a fantastic internet radio show, and I think it's very good because it's about all of us. It pertains to what I brought up. Barbara, if you wouldn't mind putting in a link to that, and I could say it out loud too, please do so, because I love the whole way you guys put it together. And oh, great, fantastic! I like it when you do that. Yes, and it could make it to the end of the night. And she's going to call in. And so sage. Sage is very important. Like I said, with sweetgrass and rufus, you got to hear it again. Oh, hi, Tasha. Hi, Tasha. I thought I saw you coming. Hi, Tasha. I better put myself on here. I'm looking at there. If I do this, I just don't. I look so wide, and this I just look so wide. This I'm just more like this. So it's gonna be this. Sage. Wheatgrass is back there. Sage is good, like Rufus, we were talking about it. Tasha, Barbara's going to be calling in soon. If you'd like to call in for a reading before she calls in, now's the time to do it. I'm just saying. Because Barbara is going to come in, call in to talk about things, and it may be that you want a reading. I don't want you to miss out. Sage is very good. Smudge, smudge, smudge. I smudge everything. It's Rufus. Sweetgrass is over behind me to bring it. Sweetgrass is very important to bring in sweetgrass, because sweetgrass, after you sage, takes away, gets out the negative vibes and people, whatever was in here. The sweetgrass will bring in and open up for the positive. It's like when you take a shower and all this stuff goes down the drain, the bad drain, and you get out and you take a towel. That's all the positive. And then you spray yourself down with chemicals, perfume. No, I'm just joking. But I think that, so Tasha, I think you heard me. So hello to anybody that's not over at the chat room again, and I'm not talking about anybody, but the show will be on my archive, on my show, on my site under archives. You'll be able to listen to last week, Joe. Last week I don't know what happened. You were on it. Or what is sweetgrass? Well, Rufus, sweetgrass is another. It's natural, so you get it. Sweetgrass is, well, Rufus could probably explain it better, but sweetgrass is a form. What it does is it opens. I'm not, Rufus is more expert. Oh, and there we have it. But Barbara's calling. Hi, Barbara.
Hi, Maureen.
Oh, so nice to you. I'm so happy. What a nice thing to end the new year with you calling. My last show for this new year.
Well, I've actually been on a couple of your shows. I just came in as guest so that I
you
could,
did?
be an honor. Oh, yeah.
That's good. Well, what did you think of me? Was I okay?
You're always great. As a matter of fact, you look really good tonight.
I do. My mom got me some fantastic new makeup. Honest.
I thought your hair looked really great, and the
thanks.
scarf that you've got on is beautiful.
Thanks to Mariah, and I did my hair. I straightened it out. Well, wow, that's so sweet, Shucks. Yeah, okay, enough of me. You look beautiful too.
Yes, I do, don't I?
Yes, you do. Absolutely beautiful. And I'm really happy. Oh, I'm looking for my camera. I'm so happy to hear your voice. It's been a while, and I was been thinking about you and stuff, and I knew that you were doing stuff, or you didn't like me. No, I didn't think that. But I know that you've been busy doing stuff. But I think your radio show is fantastic, and it kind of goes on what I was saying. I think about the consciousness of things. What's the name of your show, Barbara? Your radio show.
Well, I actually am starting a new one next week, but the show that you're talking about is called The Collective Imagination.
Yes. Well,
And it's on every Tuesday. Here in the United States, it's on from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard, which for you, Maureen, would be
7.
5 p.m.
Oh,
yeah,
5.
5 p.m. to 7 p.m.
And, right.
But we have a huge following in Australia and England and frankly, all over the world. And we did something really cool from the 12th of December through the 21st of December. We did a daily show for 2 hours every night. It was crazy. And that one was from 5 to 7 here on the East Coast.
Wow.
I think it was like 9 o'clock in the morning where Lisa was. And each night we had a different guest. And it was to follow the progress of that period of time from the 12th to the 21st when the energetic portal was supposed to open,
Right.
And what each of these special guests feeling was about it. And I gotta tell you, it was amazing. It was exhausting, but it was amazing. And we ended up having about, sit down and buckle up, about 15 to 20,000 people a week listening to each show, not just collectively listening to all of them, listening to each one.
Wow.
And we had several hundred people in chat each night. And if you looked at the live listeners, those in chat and those that were listening,
Wow.
in all the different ways. We had sometimes we had 300, but we averaged between 500 and 800 live listeners, and
Wow.
one night we had over 1,500 live listeners.
Wow.
So it blew my mind because those stats are so much broader than our normal following.
Oh,
and what was really cool about it was that in addition to just being on every night with these people and watching the collective grow, is we got huge feedback from emails and posts on the Facebook page and on the event page, we had a little Facebook section at the bottom and where people commented. And some of them were just so rich. They weren't just, oh, this is really cool, or yeah, I can't wait to see it. We got those, but we also got extremely detailed information about what was happening to people around the world. And we looked at our following. We had, oh my gosh, I don't think there was a country that wasn't represented. It was really shocking, and pleasantly so, but shocking. And we have something called, we were trying to, what's the word? Not catalog, but journal. We wanted to journal that period of time. So we've been able to journal it with the daily broadcasts, where we've collected all of these emails and posts, and we're putting them in a particular folder so that we can share them. We saved all the chat room logs, and we had photos. We had people sharing with us photos that they were either posting on our Facebook wall or we were putting in a special album on our Facebook page, so that we have a chronicle from the 12th through the 21st of all these people from around the world and what they were doing that day. So it was really amazing, but I was really busy there for a while.
You think? That's fantastic. Barbara, that's fantastic to hear that you did that. You all, meetings of the minds, you guys probably all came up with something to do with this.
It was Lisa's idea, and I kind of, ran the engine, but it was her idea, and we pulled it together, and all the guests that we had were people that she had interviewed at one time or another, so they were her connections.
Right.
But I was, I was like the back end person handling all the details, and she was the front end person bringing everything in, and it was a nice team. Plus, we have 2 guys that are on the show, but It was amazing. So that's the radio show that we have. We took a week off, and we'll be back. I think it's the 8th of January.
Wow.
But I'm actually starting another one next week. I have been pushed and prodded and poked for so long to do something on synchronicity.
Yeah,
so
of course.
On Lisa's 5D Media Network channel, the same radio channel that we do the other show, on Thursday nights, I'll be doing a 2-hour show, but it won't intersect with yours. It's on at a different time.
It's okay. That's fantastic.
I won't say anything more about it because I don't want, to interfere with anything that you guys are doing.
No,
but it's all about synchronicities, and it's called Cool Coincidence, and I'm real excited to do it because
great.
In the process of doing it, I actually, in building the website and building the Facebook page and setting up the shows, the synchronicities started rolling in right away. Cracked me up.
It doesn't surprise me, Barbara. It doesn't. Well, it does not surprise me, at all that would happen. I think, you know what? How it doesn't surprise me you're doing the show either, because it's because that's the synchronicity of it all. Isn't that something? I mean, of course you're going to be doing a show. I mean, that goes without saying. I mean, that makes total sense to me. And that's part of the synchronicity of you. You're it. I mean, that's the.
Go ahead.
I want you to say when. I really would like to know, when will this be starting? Next week, you said.
Yeah, on the 3rd, which is next Thursday. But what I'm going to do is, obviously, I have synchronicities happen to me every day, but some of them are, silly, and some of them are powerful. So I'll take the best ones of the week, and I'll just share those stories. And the first couple of episodes will just be bringing in just a few people that I know to get started. But what I want to do is have, one or more people coming every week and telling what their synchronicity stories.
Great.
So it'll be just mostly stories of people's synchronicities.
Yeah.
and people from the chat room sharing and asking questions, and I'll have different segments. I'm going to try to break it up into at least 3 different segments since it's a 2-hour show. But I'm excited. And
I'm excited too.
here's why I wanted to talk to you, though. Put all that stuff on the side. 2013 is going to be a really cool year for me, and my son's going to come home, and I'm going to try to get him all settled in before I do this. But I'm actually going to go on the road, and I'm going to I don't know how to I'm going to just go where the wind blows me. And
so cool.
When I had planned to do this, it didn't even occur to me that I was going to be doing this show, or how it could help the collective imagination. But what I realized was I'm going to put calls up there and just say, hey, if I'm in your area, let me know, and I'll stop by and I'll actually bring you on the show, and you can be part of it. So I'm going to travel the country and talk to people live every week. I'll be in a different place, and for 52 weeks, I'll be in 52 different places.
That coincides in the synchronicity of what I want to do, except it's going to be different outside. I think that's, Barbara, I am really thrilled. I'm not thrilled. I am so happy for you that you're going to be doing what you should. This is fantastic that you're going to be doing this.
Well, I wanted to do something like this anyway, but I've been holding off until my son gets home so that he would, have the house to come back to.
Right.
But what I wanted to do was just get in my car with whatever little amount of belongings I have to take with me and put the rest of it in storage, and let him take whatever he wants, because I just don't want to be bothered with any material stuff, just what I need: my computers, my video equipment, and some clothes. And I want to live in different places. And before I moved to New York in 1987, I lived about 1.5 to 2 years in different places on my way here. Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Chicago, and a few other places. And what I got out of that experience was the opportunity to be around people who are different than anything that I'd experienced before. And so I wanted to do something like that. And I know that if you just go on vacation, you get like the best of, but I wanted to be able to stay someplace long enough to kind of get a feel for it, so that when I left, whether it's 2 weeks or 2 months,
right,
I left, I would feel like I knew that place.
And you're connected, and the connection is there.
And take as many years as I need to do that. Maybe.
So great. God, so great.
It's weird, but
no, it's not to me. It's so right, and it's so great, and it's so right. The timing is it coming? That's fantastic. Isn't it? I think that's.
And then I realized when I was starting to do the show, how great will it be to be able to actually kind of merge together. And if people tell me where they are and when they're free, I'll just go to where they are. And, if somebody's in the neighborhood next door, I'll go to that neighborhood. And if they're in one state over, I'll go one state over and stay there for,
cool.
Until. So it's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
And fun. I can't wait to get started.
I think this whole thing what you put together here is such a great thing, and it's going to be so well received. It's going to be so well received, and as well as you for getting back with, what I mean. It's going to be so well received, and plus, no one's ever really done something like this. Well, they can take a traveling, they can take a holiday. It's like when you're younger, you do whatever you want. I lived here, I lived there, but what you're doing now, that makes me feel good to hear you say this, because, you get to a certain point and you want your son to be back. You're saying you're able to go. You don't have a lot of possessions. You're ahead now.
Like your daughter, I bet you're at an age where you're free finally to do.
I am. And my dad's gone. This is the main thing. My father, it was a big thing too. It really was, because I was, he wasn't well, and before, all that stuff, and this is the time I'm supposed to. Everybody keeps saying this time you'll live, and my daughter and everything. But I've been having, I have a time with myself, but but I have a dream. But I do. This is the best time. This is what they talk about. Even if I'm not a 2-parent family, it's finally when the kids are settled in or whatever. Or in this case, for you also when your parents, they decide it's time for them to relocate and they leave us behind. It's time for us to be able to do what we need to do, not just doing it in our area. Like everything has a reason. There's synchronicities, why I was here, whatever. But that is such a lovely. I love hearing about this. I love hearing you talk about doing this, and I can't wait. So that's wow.
Just pretend like it's a year from now, and I will have done this for at least 6 months at that point. How cool will it be to have a library of stories directly from people from around the country about their synchronistic experiences?
It's a book cool, is what I call it. It's a book cool because we all and even those that don't really want to even talk about it sometimes, you'll run across those, I'm sure, that you'll, I was talking to my daughter about this when I was with her, about you, when we yesterday, butting heads. I'm taking something back. It was ever. And I was telling her, no one ever wants to listen about my stuff that what we were doing together. And I take it, and I still try to practice them, no one knows, but Barbara was helping me out about deliberate law of attraction and such. And the thing of it is, my daughter asked me, but then I'm shut out. They don't mean that, but say, how's it going? And then also I was telling about it, then all of a sudden, okay, end of story, Maureen. Wait, I'm not done. There's little stuff that goes on here I want to tell you. There are things that make, well, why is that happening? So we're walking to this outside mall over here. I see a little booth, they have that set up for Carnival. I've never really seen a little booth for Carnival, and everybody knows by now I've been wanting to get onto cruise ships. There was and I told her about the time when we were doing our thing, and little things like, just pay attention to anything. It doesn't matter how silly you think it is or stupid. The thing is, you're going to be collecting all this stuff. So, like, when I saw that thing in the Goodwill, remember I told you I saw that it was the first week we were doing our thing, Barbara, and I remember we got together and said, "What did you see? Did you see any signs?" No matter how stupid. Yeah, I saw a stupid thing, but it was stupid, but it was cool. It was a little toy thing, whatever. Remember that thing? You remember? So I think it's going to be so good to hear about some people. And, my father, I remember talking to my father, before he died and stuff, and he was all business, but he really, he adored, he was fascinated by me. He was never embarrassed like my mother, but there was so much synchronicities going on. And when we talked, he got it. And he was saying, yeah, you're right. And he would, bring things up. And normally I don't think that man would talk to anybody about it, right? But I brought it because who I am. So you're going to have so much interesting things going from so many different types of people too. Yeah.
I agree, and I'm going to have my camera, so hopefully most of them will let me take, at least one picture of them.
Yeah.
Pictures and their stories, and it'll be
Barbara,
so cool.
This is going to be fantastic, and it would be a really great. It would be a good project to put onto a paper in a book form. It really would. I mean, I think because we talk about this a lot. People are, like the synchronicity I'm talking, sharing that thing falls out. I mean, because it was time for me to stop talking about whatever it is. The synchronicity that on Christmas Eve, my car, I almost got killed. My eyeglasses are lost. I might have rolled over on the car on the street. All this stuff, but I shouldn't have been driving that car. Maybe somebody was watching. There's synchronicities about so many things. We've talked about this so many times. If people paid attention, and I think I don't know if there's books out there. I've not done a lot of research, Barbara, but I don't think I do know. I'm not clear if there's anybody that has ever sought out to do what you're planning to do.
It just was dumb luck that I decided to do the show, and then I realized I'm doing
synchronicity.
Yeah, and they just kind of are going to be a nice little marriage together. So I would, anyway.
Because if he hadn't done it, it probably, it was all part of, it's all, God, the synchronicity of that even. You're right.
Yeah, I'll tell you a couple of real cool, quick ones. While I was looking for content to build the Facebook page before I tell everybody that it's out there, I was looking for just things related to synchronicity and cool coincidences. And I found, it looks like you're on fire, girlfriend.
I know, it's a sage. Joe, I'm doing it to Joe in there. Joking. I have the chat room on my Mac. That's Barbara. I'm not paying attention when I go over here. I'm looking at the chat room. No, the sage, it wasn't for you. It was for me, Joe. Okay. Yeah, I'm not on fire now. I'm a witch. I'm sorry, Barbara. Continue.
Look at a really big joint.
I was. It was. Sorry, you guys ripped me off. Okay. All right. No, I wasn't. Okay.
Never mind.
It's right.
Well, here's what I was doing. I was looking for content, and I found I thought I would do a weekly spot on Facebook where I do what synchronicity means to me, and find different people online who have done videos or audios or articles about it. And I thought it would be great to start with this one that I found by Deepak Chopra. And while Deepak was reading describing synchronicities, it was so funny. He said a passage that's really unique, and it had to do with luck. And he said, luck is the result of preparation and opportunity. And what's funny about that is that the day before, I worked with my friend Alan, and each week I put out a video for him called Ask Alan. And he had made a video. He does videos on investing in stock options, something called covered calls. And he had said, well, you asked me if it's just luck that I do this. Well, let me just tell you what my old college football coach said. Luck is the intersection of preparation and opportunity. And I cracked up when I heard Deepak say that, because just before was the first time I'd ever heard that before.
Exactly.
Right, Alan's video, and I'd even commented to Alan how unique that was. Where did that come from? I'd never heard that before. So I had to laugh, and I thought, okay, well, I must be on the right path. And then I realized that I made something called a sigil. A sigil is where you create a design, you come up with a statement, and that statement, you want it to have power or emphasis. So you take out all the duplicate consonants, and you take out the vowels, and the letters that are left, you just kind of put them together on a piece of paper until they look like something cool.
Wow.
And I had made, well, if you ever look at the Collective Imaginations logo, it's a sigil, and it's a sigil for the Collective Imagination.
How do you spell that, Barbara? Just so everybody.
SIGIL.
Okay.
And the Collective Imaginations logo is a sigil for the phrase, the collective imagination where magic happens.
Right. Okay.
So I was working on this sigil, and I realized that the way that I put these together, it kind of looked like funky eyeglasses. So I got an old picture of myself and took the eyes out and put the eyes behind where the glass would be, and started turning it into like something fun. As I just started to do that, I was listening to a radio station, and they played the Doobie Brothers, Open Your Eyes.
Oh, I love the song, yeah. I love it. That's great. I love it. I love the Doobie Brothers. Oh, now see, Barbara, haven't you, I think by doing what you're planning to do also, because like you said, hearing about the one, Deepak Chopra, talking about that, and then the next minute, those people wouldn't know that had been going on. But if you're doing something like when you get ready to go around all over the place, you'll be able to have these other people come to find that it is really true that these things happen. You're not just making it up. Because that Anthony, did you say his name was Anthony?
Alan.
I'm sorry, Alan. I mean, it's one thing, about being there. It's like you kind of sit back, even if you don't say anything to the other person, you're like, oh my gosh, there you go, there it goes again. It would be really neat to let everybody see in some ways that this is really true. It does happen. Synchronicity, I think, is a big part of not only paying attention, but also, well, I don't know, what's the better word for me to put it, is the essence of it all. I don't know. Is the main course that we need to get, that we all should be still, like the course in college, that we continually will continue. It's a continuing course of synchronicity, but not only that, really being aware of it.
For me, synchronicity is a doorway to whatever direction in spirituality or enlightenment or awareness you want to go.
Right.
it kind of touches any and all of those. One of the things that my co-hosts on the radio show say is, they're all kind of more into having these amazing spiritual enlightenment experiences and stuff than I am. I just am. I know about all this other stuff, but I know it from hearing it, not from experiencing it.
Right.
But I know synchronicities. And what I realized is that every single one of them has synchronicities as well. So to me, synchronicities is just a sign that that door is open for you, and your door is different than my door.
Right.
So that's what's cool about it, is it's like the common denominator between all of these different experiences people have. Another really cool one I had just a couple of days ago was I decided to put snow on my friend Lisa's website, and it's where we post a lot of the collective imagination stuff. And so I found a plugin for WordPress that I could use, and it's called Let It Snow. So I had just installed it, pushed the button and installed it, and hit the button that says options. And right as I hit the button to set the options, the radio played Let It Snow, Let It Snow.
Let it snow. You see?
And the plug-in, I cracked up.
It's interesting. It is interesting, and it's not a coincidence.
Just coincidences. I mean, I could have heard any Christmas song.
I know it is not a coincidence at all, and
that stuff just tickles me all day long.
No, it does, and you know what? And I think it would do a lot. I think we collectively have these things always going on too. We're just not. I'm saying most are not paying attention. Again, we're the collective unconscious. We're all connected. Come on, and we all sometimes afraid to think that maybe or they think that's kind of cool. The kids think, oh, that's neat. But you know what? Even as a child, Barbara, I can recall a lot of things happening at synchronicity. And now that I know the word, but I didn't know at the time what it was, it's always happening. It's been happening for billions of years before probably the dinosaurs were having. I don't know. But the thing of it is, I think that it's really important that not a lot of people understand it so well. Like, you don't have to be all super powered. Like I like how you just put it about the other co-hosts, how they look at things. How did you put it? You worded it really well. All I know is what I know. I've experienced it, right? Same kind of thing.
Yeah, they have really deep spiritual experiences in a variety of different realms.
Right.
I don't have those. I'm not like an energy master. I don't have like out of body experiences on a regular basis, or I don't see UFOs, none of that stuff. I just have synchronicities all the time.
The only thing is you have not yet experienced. Like, that's why I always say, everybody, I don't believe in. I don't like the word believe. I do not like that word. I think it was made up from religious things. But and the reason why I say that is because I'm open to everything. But I all I know, like you said, I if I've had experience by my own knowing, and if someone says, well, you're hallucinating, I don't care. I all I know is that I know I've had that happen. Then I stand by it all the way. So you bring up a good point. But synchronicities, I think, are really something that run across every span of everybody, and they're just not paying attention.
Yeah, everybody has them, and you don't have to have any kind of
training.
To have them.
You don't have to go in out of body or close your. You're right. They're all over. They're happening constantly.
Yeah, you don't have to have any deep spiritual experiences or be really religious, and you don't have to be smart. Or you don't have to be
just self-aware.
Age, everybody of every
economical
status, anywhere in the world. Everybody has them.
Yes, and we just need to be self-aware of this, or be an observer of your own stuff happening, and synchronous. That's why I think what you're doing, I think it'll go further maybe, and even open up, because it's nice to be able to look at something and know it's connected to whatever that's happening. It's for me, that's my view again. But it's.
What? I have a funny feeling that some of these people that I end up running into along the way, I'll have synchronistic experiences with them.
Absolutely. Of course.
The more time I spend with somebody, the more it's inevitable that my synchronicities will overlap with something that is, relates to them because
Absolutely.
spending the time together.
That's how your whole that's how the whole journey will be for you.
You know?
I mean, that's exactly what that's what's so neat. You're not doing it just because you've heard about, you know what I mean. This is like, it's like this is it. This is your thing. This is your thing.
Can't wait. And
To-
I'll be in California,
I
and
know.
I'm going to come knock on your door one day.
I was just thinking about that. You remember you talking a while ago about maybe moving. You're more than. I'll be waiting, and I'll make sure the house is clean. I have an extra room here too.
Don't worry about the house being clean.
But I do.
Girl,
I'm
my
crazy.
house is not clean right now.
No, it's just I'm a hoarder. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. But no, and you can stay here too. This is the way I'm sure I'll end up seeing you. And you said before you were planning to maybe come out here sometime, maybe whatever it is. I love this. What a great vision, and making it into you're a visionary, and there you have it, and you're making it happen. And not only is it creative, I think it's going to be really helpful when it's all said and done. You're done when you decide it's done, and you pull it all together and have people maybe be a little bit more aware about these things. And how cool is it to have something that makes it feel? It's nice to feel that you're connected in every which way, and you don't have to have any training in this. It happens, you don't have to meditate it out. You don't have to. You just have to pay attention.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I think it'll be really fun and different, and I'm really looking forward to it. And it just happened. I feel like this is what it's supposed to be. Happening.
I think you're right. I think I know you're right about that, or else this other stuff wouldn't have occurred. And you know what? You'd always talked about the secret. Come on. Yeah, and not only that is, I think this is something that you're going to bring out and really make a difference to a lot of people that've never paid attention.
Once they start noticing their synchronicities,
and we are. Yep.
that will open up other doorways for them.
Well, not only that is they'll finally figure out we all are connected. Again, it comes back to that. Let's just, we're all in this together. All of us. It doesn't matter what kind of demographic. It doesn't matter if you're a wealthy person. It doesn't matter if you're poor. It doesn't matter if it just doesn't matter. We're all like Union. Well, he was all about that's where synchronicity, and I love him, and it all comes down to the being connected, and that is a sense of connection. Synchronicity is, to me, a lot of it is being in the connection of it all. We just need to wake up people, or being self-aware, or just be okay. And it doesn't mean you got to tell anybody. It's going to be a secret. It doesn't mean you have to think you're going to be like a fool if you talk. It doesn't matter. But when it happens, you don't need to say. It's like you kind of like, wow. Like I'll walk and I go, Barbara, when we were doing our little thing, I go, God, that's cool. It's like, that's really cool. It makes you feel connected. I mean, it's
people think that I'm nutty. That's okay.
No, I don't think so. I think it's very good.
There will be lots of people who think I'm nutty, and I'm okay with
I don't think so, Barbara. I think you'll be surprised that people go, yeah, I've had it, but never really thought about it that way, or they're not wanting because they don't think they think they're nutty. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. You're going to be collecting so much data, not only data but real things, synchronicity wise. I say the next thing will be what to do with it, but I do feel that even in the business on all the synchronicity has a lot to do with your gut and also paying attention. It has so much to do with being self-aware. And also, how does it make you feel when something happens like that? Whether somebody else would laugh at it or not, it has nothing to do with it.
Yep. So I'm going to be free 2013.
So this is going to come on real soon. At the very beginning of 2013, you're going to start sorting out.
Son will be home in February, and
Okay.
I just need to give him a couple of months to settle in, and then I'm off.
So you're deliberately doing things you're heading that way.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm doing it, and I'm looking. I actually thought, well, I was going to do it anyway, and just live off of the money that I make and doing the stuff I do now. And then I thought, hey, if I'm going to really do this, I could probably find sponsors.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm looking for sponsors.
So everything's in place. I mean, you've already put everything in the.
My plan
right.
is lined up, and I'm implementing it.
So great. I'm so happy for you. Well, there, God, this is fantastic. And you know what, Barbara? This is ideal. This. You know, like people go, "Why do you do the work?" Because I must do this. I say this. It's not like I picked it. I must do this. This is something again. I think for you is you must do this.
You're right. I must do it. I
Yeah.
can't help myself.
You must do it, and you're gonna do. I'm so. I can't wait to hear. Like when you have time, I'd love to talk to you. I know you're busy, but when maybe after the first of the year, sometime, I would love. You know what I mean? You said something about that in there, or did you, or whatever. I would like to. I think it's really great. I'm real happy. I'm not happy all the time, but I'm real happy because I think this is going to help a lot. It's not just going to be. It'll be nice for you, of course, and you must do it. I think it's going to make a good bit of difference.
It's a fun way to live, is the way that I'm thinking about it. It's
Yeah.
going to be so much fun.
Yeah, but you're going to be also bringing a lot of this into people self-awareness. You know, honestly.
I mean, all under the blanket of fun.
I
and
know.
joy.
That you must. That's the best part of it. That's what you were put on earth to do. Obviously, we got that one. That's the best thing about it. I love
you know
it.
what? After I cover the land, from one side of the coast to your side of the coast,
And how you go to.
for me to hit the seas, and I'll hit them with you.
Yeah, I think so because you know there's so much out there. Like, well, there's Greece, there's Italy, there's all these other cool places besides the other local. Yeah, well, that will maybe be the good timing that will happen. You know
Yeah.
what? You could be a talk. Oh gosh, you could be the best. Oh, Barbara, I'll talk to you later about this. You know what? Well, you could even go on to another. Yeah.
Can you do the cruise ship thing in 2014? Because you'll have already started, and I'll have been done with my.
Yes, and you could do so many great talks about this and all this the stuff that you found. I mean, this would be fascinating to everybody. This is the kind of thing that would be fascinating to every type of person. Like you said, it doesn't matter who you are, where you came from. It is everybody, would be interested in this. Of what you also, all the stuff that your experience of it. This is something I know because there's synchronicities going on all the time anywhere. And also water is one of them because there's dolphins. Yeah, I love the dolphins. But the thing of it is, I think this is fantastic. I'm really pleased to hear about this, Barbara. Really. It doesn't surprise me, you're a go-getter, but this is something that I think is certainly it. It's it. You found it. This is your it.
You're welcome to join me on any leg of the journey, my friend.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind. I think it's fantastic. Thank you, Barbara, so much. When's the new show starting again? Did you say?
Next Thursday on the 3rd, but that's not called, so I don't want to plug it.
No, Barbara, this is my show. I'm the boss of me. I can do whatever I want. Remember, I'm the boss of me. So I would like you to plug it.
Do is go to Facebook and go to Cool Coincidence. And then anything you need to know.
I love that title. It's such a nice, easygoing. It's not synchronicity. People sometimes don't know what that means. Cool Coincidence. Great.
I like synchronicity where the CITY is capitalized. So it sounds like, instead of Sex in the City,
yeah.
City.
Yeah. Cool Coincidence. So they can just put that in there and they'll find you have a page already up for that.
I do, and I haven't publicized it or anything yet.
Okay.
But yeah, it's already got the link to the first show on it.
And what time did you say? What time does it start? Well, I'll figure it out. Would I be able to still go if I? It's all right. I'll do it.
It'll be on archive. You don't have to.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, I always leave the show, you guys, even if I'm not anchoring, because I can always go to. Don't tell Doug. He's gone to sleep anyway. Anyway, I'm just joking. I leave my radio show if I'm not anchored. No, I don't do that. Well, Barbara, thank you so much. I really loved you coming on. That was great for then, and I will talk to you next year. Well, maybe before, but next year. Thank you. I really appreciate. Wait. That was me interrupting. I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
I'll see you next year. Will be next week, so I'll see you next year.
I'll see you next year, and it was really nice seeing and hearing you, and I'm really excited. It makes me feel I'm being a little selfish. I feel a lot better about myself right now listening to what you're gonna do. Sorry, that's true. Oh, and she's belling it for us. She's doing the bells. I love that. You hear it, everybody? Listen, Barbara, you're fantastic. I'm really happy. Like I said, I didn't know that. I thought, well, what happened, Barbara? But I'm really happy you have been coming incognito. But thanks for sharing all this great stuff. I'm just so thrilled. I'm excited for the world to get into this. I
Well,
am.
hit me on Skype and I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, for sure I will. Barbara, thank you. Enjoy the snow inside your home. I mean, outside your home while you're inside.
Hey.
Okay. Bye,
Bye.
Barbara. Thanks. And I say goodbye like this. Yeah, I got that. Barbara, that was Barbara in the chat room from New York. She's been fantastic. Joe, that orange is coming at me. That's Maureen. He says, everybody, if you don't know, I'm ending my show right now, but if you don't know, I'm talking to people in the chat room. And Maureen, do you have a smoke detector? You know what, Sunny Reggie? I have about 20 of them in here. Don't worry. It doesn't seem that the batteries aren't so. You guys, you know what? If you're not careful, I'm going to blow you to pieces. I'm going to blow you. Rufus, are you still here, Rufus? Yes. Rufus, thank you for talking and letting them know about, was it, who asked about it? Someone was asking, was it Becca, was it? What the, Joe, thank you, Rufus, very much. I really appreciate that. Andrew says, why, looking outside of yourself, you are all part of the universe intelligent. And are in here. That's right. We need to really, it breaks my heart sometimes. We really need to connect. We are connected, for God's sake. It's all part of it is what it is, and we all need to. Let's talk like union. I love Carl Jung because he had it right, and you know him and Freud had it out, which, because Freud was a dickhead. But yes, Reggie, and I think the collective, we're all born connected. And now we have these wars, and I'm not going to go politically because I don't vote, but it breaks my heart when we're at war in the name of God, from what I understand. Somewhat, it's not about God, it's about human beings, it's about love. It's about love and feeling loved and compassion. I'm not talking about man and, having sex. Well, that's always good. I don't remember it, but I'm sorry, you guys. And I'll start, I can tell my story. I'll start in 1945, I'm just joking. Well, anyway, I'm going to end the show now with, I'm going to end this with a long thing. It's a personal thing. It's to my father, his birthday. And I miss him very much, and I'm having a hard time getting through it, but it's okay. So I'm going to bore you guys with this, and I made this for him. It's a little bit long, and I talk in it. Then I do this. So, good night. I'll see you guys next year. Bye.
I created this video in honor of my father's Earth birthday, October 19th. He died October 6, 2011. To me, it was real recent. So, this video is all about timelines I put together as 6 kids they decided to bring into the world. And there's like 2 groups. The 3 oldest were born in Pasadena, California. And then there's 5 years between the next set of 3, which was me, being the oldest of the youngest 3. And we were born in Las Vegas, Nevada. So the older 3 kids had a little bit different of a story in life than what I had, because I wasn't born yet, or the other 2 weren't either, and nor did we probably think we were going to be. And so in this video, I show there's a house that you'll see, and it's from Arcadia. It was the 1950s, I think it was probably about 1952, 53, 54, something like that. And this house that the 3 older kids lived in before I was born came with a horse, a goat, tennis courts, and a pool. So you'll see my oldest sister on a horse. Very interesting. And then when the 3 youngest of us were born in Las Vegas, Nevada, we lived there till 1963. I was 3 years old. And my father moved us to California. And during that time, he decided to build us, he was a great guy, build a custom home for all of us on the waterfront with the boat slip, because he was a yacht racer. And in fact, He's a world-class sailor, and he championed his K-50, the Irish Mist, and Columbia 52 tribute to many wins throughout the West Coast, Mexico, and Hawaii. And so he had this house was being built, and it was 7 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms. It was huge, all for us. And I look back, what a life. And I remember saying I wanted a yard in the front yard. He said the bay was my yard. I didn't know that. I didn't know. But now I know, like, how wow it was. But my father was a great man, and he was also, his mind was very sharp up until the day he died. In fact, he was still serving on the board of directors for a major biometric company up until he died. In addition to having 6 kids, he has 14 grandchildren and 3 great-grandchildren. However, there's a 4th one on the way, and that grandchild will be here soon. His name is going to be Jack. My niece is naming him Jack Daniel. Now, I don't know if she's joking about the Daniel part, but it sounds pretty good to me. Anyway, my father came from a small town in Pennsylvania, very humble beginnings. And he really did a lot in a short period of time for all of us. And this is all about me thanking him for everything, not just things, but just for who he was and his spirit and the life that he gave us. It was fantastic. And I appreciate it, and I miss him very much. I miss talking to him. I miss talking about business to him, with him and everything. But I know he's doing well, racing a sailboat in heaven and having his business meetings and family and everything there. So we will meet again. So here we go. Comes the movie now.
As a small boy, I spent many, many years down in the West Indies. And of the many hours, of the many days, of the many weeks that I was there, I spent most of my time down at the docks, swimming with the other boys mainly, but also listening to the songs and the stories that the sailors used to sing and tell. Many of them I will never ever be able to repeat, but of the ones that I can always remember whenever the sailors were leaving for another island or for some far-off country, they would sing the Jamaica Farewell. Down the way where the nights are gay and the sun shines daily on the mountain top, I took a trip on a sailing ship, and when I reached Jamaica, I made a stop. But I'm sad to say I'm on my way, won't be back for many a day. My heart is down, my head is turning around. I had to leave a little girl in Kingston town. Sad to say I'm on my way, won't be back for many a day. My heart is down, my head is turning around. I had to leave a little girl in Kingston town. Down at the market, you can hear ladies cry out while on their heads they bear. Ackee rice, salt fish are nice, and the rum is fine any time of year. But I'm sad to say I'm on my way, won't be back for many a day. My heart is down, my head is turning around. I had to leave a little girl in Kingston town. Sad to say I'm on my way, won't be back for many a day. My heart is down, my head is turning around. I had to leave a little girl in Kingston town. Sounds of laughter everywhere, and the dancing girls swing to and fro. I must declare my heart is there, though I've been from Maine to Mexico, but I'm sad to say I'm on my way. Won't be back for many a day. My heart is down, my head is turning around. I had to leave a little girl in Kingston town. Sad to say I'm on my way. Won't be back for many a day. My heart is down, my head is turning around. I had to leave a little girl in Kingston town. Down the way where the nights are gay and the sun shines daily on the mountain top, I took a trip on a sailing ship, and when I reached Jamaica, I made a stop. But I'm sad to say I'm on my way. Won't be back for many a day. My heart is down, my head is turning around. I had to leave a little girl in Kingston town. Sad to say I'm on my way. Won't be back for many a day. My heart is down, my head is turning around. I had to leave a little girl in Kingston town. Sad to say I'm on my way. Won't be back for many a day. My heart is down, my head is turning around. I had to leave a little girl in Kingston town.
I created this video in honor of my father.